Hey everybody, Mark here. Welcome to my channel. So today's video, we are going to discuss some of the books that are out there, some really great books that are available that are extremely, not only easy to find, but very inexpensive. Books that you can get that are very nice to look at, very enjoyable, have fantastic content, and you can get them very cheap. We all know that the price of a lot of the books out there, the FTD books, the Eric Lawrenson books, a lot of them are asking a very pretty penny. And I just grabbed a few of these that I've bought in the months past that I've gotten. A couple I've gotten recently, but were very inexpensive and easy to find. So the first one, which is actually out on the newsstands now, this one retails for $14.99 in the US and $17.99 in Canada. And like I said, you can get this now. I've seen it on the newsstands. It is Rolling Stone, Elvis, the King as he was, as he'll always be, plus his essential songs. Not a huge book, but some really, really nice pictures inside. I won't go through the whole thing. A couple pictures. I've never seen that one before. There's roughly, there's like 14 chapters or so. Cool shot inside. Some of the different artists that follow him. Becoming Elvis. Let's see, we've all seen these pictures before. So it's more like a retrospect, early in his career when he started out. Shows some of his albums, of course, Elvis on tour. Talks about his passing a little bit. Mississippi Memories, his musical beginnings. For example, you have the $1 Million Quartet. Of course, this article refers to them as the Fantastic Four. But yeah, just a really cool book to thumb through. Shows you some of his movies. It really touches on a lot of parts of his career. For being a smaller book, it really does cover quite a bit. This page talks about Kissing Cousins. Some photography there. And some of his co-stars, including Anne Margaret. So some cool stuff there. So yeah, just a cool book. There's that great shot on the back. So like I said, this one's pretty cheap. This next one, I did happen to get sometime back, and I got it on eBay, and I think I got it through eBay, but it was through Bear Family. I believe it was under $25. Elvis, Rockin, Nassau. Of course, this is going over his summer of '73, Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. This is by JAT Publishing. Some pretty cool shots in this book as well. There's the official announcement of the concerts. So it's June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So yeah, so one show on the 22nd, one on the 23rd, which was a matinee, an evening show on Saturday the 23rd, and then a Sunday matinee, June 24th. So very similar to the Madison Square Garden shows with the 4 shows, and also being in June. There's a picture of the Coliseum as it appeared back then, a ticket stub as well. And again, I won't show you everything, but some pretty good shots of Elvis in here. Let's see if I can find. Most of them, I believe all of them, are black and white, which is no biggie. There's a few of them that are a little blurry, but overall, for the price and what you get for it, it's pretty good. Some backstage pictures. I believe that is, yeah, James Burton. How young he was there, longer hair and a stash. It's a cool shot of Elvis chilling before the performances. Some cool shots there. There's a couple really nice ones. Nice ones there. Of course, this is coming off about 6 months after his Aloha shows in January of '73. Some really cool shots right there. Yeah, a couple of them are really good. Let me see. Try to find a couple really good ones for you. There you are. I don't want to show you the whole book because that would kind of ruin it if you decide to get it yourself. But yeah, if you go on to Bear Family or under eBay and search for Bear Family, this book should come up. It's been a while since I've looked on their site, but I know they had some in stock. Some cool shots. Just an overall nice reference to the shows themselves. Elvis looking out into the crowd. Very cool. So yeah, oh, and there he is with his cape towards the end of the show. So yeah, just a really cool book. Like I said, very nice. It's got like, as you can see, it's got like a, if I can show, I guess, it's got like a nice glossy cover. There's the back. Cape spread, ready to leave the building. So yeah, it's a nice book. This third book is one that's been on sale at the Graceland store. It is a Graceland exclusive. It's been on their site for, I'd probably say 3 years or more. That's when I first bought this, but it is still on their site. It's $25, and with shipping, you'll pay a little bit more than that. But this, like I said, is a Graceland exclusive. It is a hardback, but it's from the Graceland Archives Iconic Stagewear. Cool shot from the Aloha concert. Then there is the Memphis suit, as they call it, in March of 1974, the cape that would have gone with that. And again, I'm not going to go through the whole book. Of course, it starts out with what they call the I Got Lucky suit. It says, in public, I like real conservative clothes. Something that's not too flashy, but on stage, I like them as flashy as you can get. And that was Elvis back in '56. We know in the '70s he did get pretty flashy. There's the introduction. Of course, then he wore, suits and things like that. But a lot of these suits are on display at Graceland. And what's cool about this book is it does tell you where it's at, where the suit is currently. There's the famous leather suit. That's kind of, I call it the suit that kind of started it all. In my humble opinion, that's the suit that started it. There it shows you where it's at I think it's at Graceland. Last I heard, last I saw. And there's one of the suits from the '68 special with Elvis with the iconic red guitar. The Vegas, the August 1969 engagements when he returned to the stage. Very cool indeed. Then you see some renderings. What's really nice, you see Bill below some of the drawings that he did when he was trying to come up with designing these. So that's pretty cool. There's the brocade collared jumpsuit. Of course, there were several variations of this suit on the Almost in Love album. He's in the blue suit with that same collar. There was a green one, I think a olive green. So there's the suit that he wore on the cover on one of my favorite albums, On Stage. And again, for what you're getting, this is a great, great book. There's the blue suit I was telling you about, and Elvis wearing it on stage. One of my favorite suits. He wore this a few times in August and then September of 1970. It shows really up close the detail. Like, look at these pictures. The photography in this book is really, really stunning. That makes it worth the price of admission. My favorite 70s album, the Concha suit. Great stuff. They refer to as, do they call it the chain suit? The leather and chains suit. I never knew up until a few years ago that it was actually made of leather. I always thought it was cloth. But that sucker was hot on stage. The ladder suit. 1970 is my favorite year of Elvis performing, so that was the first thing that came up. So let's move ahead a little bit. Here's the fringe suit that he only wore the one time, I believe, at the LA Forum in 1970. He said it got tangled in his legs and whatnot. One of my favorite, probably a top 5 for me, and the design by Bill Blue on this side. Yeah, like it's just a good, really good history, visual history of the jumpsuits. There's the Cisco Kid jumpsuits and the different variations of that. There's a green one. Of course, he wore that with the championship belt. Very cool. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. Here's what they call the Burning Love suit. He had he had a few variations of this suit as well. I think they call it the pinwheel. You have the red pinwheel. Black Pyramid. This was never one of my favorites. Tell me what you think. Maybe a lot of you do like this one. I was never a huge fan of that one. Is that one also a pyramid? Black Pyramid, and then there's the white one. This one I do like because it was on the cover of his recorded at Madison Square Garden. Similar shot. This is the one he wore, the Aztec Star suit. He wore that in Hawaii, I think maybe in Vegas. It's a really cool suit. Moving on a little bit. This one I always liked, which I usually don't like gaudy suits. This is gaudy, but I always thought this was a cool one. He wore, I think, for the first time in Vegas in February of 1973. He wore it throughout 1973 and through 74 as well. Of course, you got the iconic. This was actually, I found out just recently, this was Elvis's favorite jumpsuit. And what's not to love? The Aloha jumpsuit. Very cool. And of course, he had those 2 different ones. One he wore for the rehearsal on January 12th, and then for the main show on January 14th. And then there was 3 belts that were made for this suit. Did not know that either. And then you got what they call the Memphis suit that he wore on March 20th, 1974 at the Mid-South Coliseum. Very cool there. There's they call this the Today suit, but that's pretty cool. And there's another kind of the embroidered eagle, which was like very similar to the Aloha suit that he wore in 1974, most notably at the LA Forum in 1974. Just moving on. It talks briefly about peacock suit, one of the called the zebra suit. This is a good friend of mine, Amy. This is her favorite suit. I wasn't a huge fan of this one initially, but it has really grown on me the recent months. He had different variations. They called this the Phoenix jumpsuits. He had black, he had the pink, he had the blue suit with the white. So, very cool indeed. This is my friend Marcus's favorite suit. It's a very iconic picture of him there. Very cool suit indeed. A lot of people like this one. This one is cool. He didn't wear it very often. But the one with the tiger, that's cool. This one I always liked. This one's another one that really grew on me over the last couple of years. And we'll wrap it up with two more here. This one I've always been indifferent on. I don't love it. I don't hate it either. This is the flame suit, I believe they call that. Yeah, the flame suit. I thought that's what it's called. There's the Bill Bellew's sketching of it. It's pretty intricate. That's what I think I like about it. There's a lot to it, but it's pretty busy, but it is cool. And then, of course, the Aztec sun suit, which was another one of Elvis's favorite. And he wore this suit more than any other time in concert. So there's that book. And then last but not least, I found this one on eBay sometime back. And this I got at a very, very inexpensive price too. This one might be one that you might have to pay a little bit more for, but if you look hard enough, you'll find it. This is what I would kind of refer to as the poor man's Viva Las Vegas, alternate to the FTD, the making of FTD, but still a cool book nonetheless. Viva Las Vegas, swinging, singing, and loving. This is Joe Tunzi. Cool cover, cool picture of Elvis on the back. Let's see. This talks about, of course, the EP and why they didn't make this into a full release is really beyond me. I'll never understand that, but definitely some behind the scenes stuff during filming. Elvis with some of his fans. Elvis with a young lady. That's cool there. The Viva Las Vegas recording session. I believe that's also right about the time Elvis met Miss Ann Margaret for the first time. And they were quite enthralled with each other. Different copies there. This picture down here is definitely the first day they met, and they had instant chemistry. Chapter 2, the movie. There's a nice picture of the two of them together right there. It's a very, very cool picture. You can just see the mutual admiration that they have for each other. It's a great movie. It's one of my favorites. I actually saw this movie on a Sunday. It was a double feature. And it's actually August 14th of 1977. Watched it on a Sunday, and 2 days later, Elvis had passed. So that's how I always remember. That's what I always think of when I think of this movie in Viva Las Vegas. I almost don't like to think of it in that aspect, but it is what it is. But I do remember that, the Yellow Rose of Texas, and the Eyes of Texas. The Lady Loves Me. So it goes song by song. Some really great photography. Nice, really nicely done. So yeah, it just goes through each of the songs and different pictures of Elvis and Margaret. The pole scene where he goes up the up the ladder and walks off the edge of the pool. Right there it is, right there. Documented. I just think it's a fun movie. I think the soundtrack is really nice. Yeah, this is such a nice book. Like I said, if you can find it, it usually does not cost very much at all. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't pay any more than, say, 30, maybe 35 bucks for it, if even that. But a very nice book. So a lot of these pictures, many of you have probably seen before, I'm sure. Apparently they had a lot of interest, definitely a love of motorcycles, which is pretty cool. They had a love for speed, and they just had great chemistry. There's just no other way to really put it. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Of course, like I said, I'm not going to show every page. I'm just going to kind of wrap this up here in the next couple minutes. Santa Lucia from Elvis sings Burning Love and hits from his movies. It's another tie-in that I always felt with this movie. If you think I don't need you. Just some great shots. I love these books. Absolutely love them. Them getting married. This is just a really high quality book too. Chapter 3, between scenes. Actually a picture of Paul Anka. I think I heard about that Paul Anka right there. Paul Anka and his wife when they met Elvis. And Desaglio, I can't even pronounce that. Some cool pictures of Elvis and Anne Margaret on the set between takes. Let's see what's this say right here. This is actually on the set. So pretty cool. Those are some really nice shots. Yeah, like I said, if you're looking for a really nice and much cheaper alternative to the making of box set, which goes for pretty much a mortgage payment or more, this is the way to go. This is definitely the way to go. Some beautiful photography in this. Lots of pictures of both Elvis and Anne Margaret. Let's see if there's just ones of Elvis and Anne Margaret. There's some stills. There's some of just, there you go. Definitely a lot of heat and body chemistry. And it's great that they did remain good friends, even up until when Elvis passed. She was one of the co-stars that did attend his services. So I remember hearing about that immediately after. I always thought that was so sweet of her to be there, showed up with her husband at the time. Skipped a couple pictures. I'm just kind of having some fun. So yeah, that's pretty much the inside. It's pretty much the same on inside and out. So yeah, just 4 books I wanted to show you. I know a lot of people, a lot of fans love the books, love looking at these great shots and this history of Elvis. So just wanted to come on and make this quick video. I do want to thank you again for those who have recently commented, subscribed. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And that'll do it. Like I said, I want to keep this schedule to make videos on Tuesdays and Fridays with my schedule of my new job. So look for the next video. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll think that over in the days ahead. So next video will be coming out this Friday. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.